I was muted, shaking and crying. First day back in so long, and I already messed it up. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Sincerely, welcome back to Beyond Wishes and Wilds. I'm your whimsical DM, Victoria, and it's been the better part of a year. But we're back, you know? Sometimes life happens, and your job is crazy, and you get engaged, and
Yeah!
you know? So
Yeah.
stuff's happening, but we're back. We're gonna play some D&D tonight. Before we do that, we are going to do an announcement. I remember how this goes. We're gonna do announcements by Kristy. Kristy, do your thing.
Good evening, and welcome to the show. Let's get into our pre-game announcements. Proficiency Bonus has a community Discord with public channels. Please come check us out and hang out with us. We're always welcoming new GMs, players, and other friends to our fam family. All experience levels are welcome, from veteran gamers to total newbies. And we are a safe place for POC and LGBTQIA+ nerds and gamers, so come geek out with us, and you'll be the first to know when we are posting castings for new games. Big thanks to Suncraft for providing our games with music each week. The Suncraft bot plays music and soundscapes in your Discord call, and its interactive buttons allow you to control the audio with ease. We love Suncraft here. He really pops off sometimes, so go check it out for free now.
Please check out our other games. We stream almost every day here at Probo. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e, like Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Alien. Come watch all of our VODs over on our YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month. Also, big thanks to Syrinscape for the amazing atmospheric sounds and music. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. Go to Syrinscape.com to find out more. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for supporting Proficiency Bonus. And now, back to the show.
Nope. Hi guys! I didn't just choke on water right before we went back on live. Thank you, Kristy, for your amazing announcement, Neil. And your production work that you do for our game and many others. You are a shining beacon of light for Probo.
No.
And with that, we're gonna kick it over to our recapper. And also, actually, you know what? Before we recap, I should let y'all know. I'm gonna keep it. You can keep it on ink, but I'm gonna let y'all know that tonight is gonna be a little different. It's going to be a very character-focused episode, so you're gonna see all of the players on screen, but tonight's episode is gonna be focused on one character specifically. And so with that, Ink, take it away.
Well, you know, since this will be the only time that I'm talking in this episode, I'll make it last. Hi. It's been like 9 months. My recommendation would be to go to the Proficiency Bonus YouTube channel and watch the VOD of what happened last time. And maybe just watch the rest of the campaign if you're a new person in the chat. But I'll do my best to remind you of what was going on Beyond Wishes and Wilds. We're in the forest. It's a dark and evil forest. It's a forest that many of us know very well. A forest that was adjacent to a village where a lot of us grew up, minus one party member in particular who did not grow up on the material plane. C'est la vie. Woods that Ego, my character, a lovely little witch, called home for much of her youth. Living with her mother, who was a hag that nowadays we're calling Mad Maudlin. So, when your mom's a witch, and you are possibly a reincarnation of an ancient, before time existed being of sorrow, when you reach your teenage years, things get a little testy sometimes with your parents. Sometimes you go on an adventure and meet people that care about you and want you to be the best version of yourself, and maybe show you that your relationship with your mother wasn't necessarily super good. Maybe you learn that through many past lives, you used to be a different person who gave your heart to this woman many, many, many lives ago, and she refuses to give it back. Maybe you learn that you've been repeatedly raised and cherished by her, but kept close, and whenever you got a little bit too old, maybe a little bit too powerful, maybe a little bit too rebellious, maybe you were sacrificed and reborn as a baby to start that all over again. All hypotheticals, of course. And maybe after you learn this, you and your friends all go into the forest to go back to your home and stop your mother from doing whatever she's doing. And she's got a whole bunch of really old witch magic that maybe predates the weave, definitely is not your typical kind of spellcraft, and you try and figure it out to the best of your ability. You got a bleeding tree, you've got a flying cloak, things like that. Maybe one of your friends dies and has to be brought back with a wish. Just typical mid-level D&D things. Maybe your mother doesn't like you and your friends messing with her plans. Maybe she threatens them and their families and everything that they care about. Maybe you don't think that you're worth saving anymore. So you tell them that they have to leave and that you'll stay. You'll be a good child again. In the hopes that sometime in the future, maybe, you and your friends will be powerful enough to actually break the spell. But we don't know, because that day wasn't today, and it wasn't 9 months ago. And in that wonderful, place of doubt and fear and self-sacrifice, that was where we left off, Vic. It's been a year. What's going on?
A lot. There's a lot going on. Thank you for that recap.
You're welcome.
Oh, look we've got little ego art on the stream. Cute.
I'm just a little non-gender.
All right. Any other announcements or anything before we get started?
Congratulations on your engagement.
Thanks.
Hell yeah. I don't think we have game for Friday tomorrow. I will double check, but I don't think we have game tomorrow.
Okay.
I will reiterate that once I get confirmation. That is correct. Perfect. I was smart.
Hey.
Hey.
Amazing. Well, Kristy, you can go ahead and have player inspiration for your contributions to the stream. I don't think you're going to need it tonight. And you may also have player inspiration for the recap. As can you, Graf, our resident DJ, who is also probably not going to use that tonight. So,
God, this is the easiest
Don't mind
job
me.
ever.
I am adjusting stuff on stream, but we are good to go.
should we just kind of slowly dance while we wait for the adjustments?
No, we're good. We're good. I was just adjusting chat, so
God, easiest job ever.
Okay.
sorry.
Do we got friends in the chat right now?
Who dis? New over. We do.
Holmes?
Brooke eats babies. Just subscribe to tier 1.
Did
That's my
that
coworker.
Did we hear eats babies?
Eats babies?
Babies,
That's
you are in great
Thematic.
company.
We are
company.
that's perfect.
Good. That's good.
All right.
Ironically enough,
Oh,
you're in the
yeah.
right spot.
Okay.
Alrighty. When
Vic,
last we...
Any trigger warnings?
I don't think there will be tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? We might be about to like go completely out of left field, potentially. So when last we left, as we all fall back into it, the group of you were saying your goodbyes. Your friend, Ego. And as you all turn to leave, the imposing white-haired figure of Zybilna, the Archfey, who has become a sort of patron to you all, as well as a mentor, a witch mentor to Ego, she turns and Ego, you see this, the rest of you don't, as you're walking away, but she turns and gives a flick of her wrist. And as the group is leaving the forest and very quickly departs as the strange magic of this place warps time around you, you would see, carried on a breeze, a few little shimmering, sparkling strands of something. She takes them into her hand, puts them into a pouch, tucks them away, and then turns to you. It is a brave thing that you did.
Oh. It was just the logical thing to do.
She reaches a hand out, grasps your chin, and you feel her grip tighten a bit. I am glad that you were able to be brave for your friends, but from here on out, remember, witches are not brave, they are clever.
Yes. I understand. I know that this isn't truly goodbye. I will find a way to see them again. With all of my wits. I will.
Good. Come. And she will begin to lead you through the forest.
Ego, takes her hand, but does look over their shoulder to see if there's any last glimpse of my party.
Roll a perception check.
Oh boy. It's a 15.
Yeah. Gosh, who's the least healthy in this group? It's Dawn. You probably
Yeah.
see the gleam off of Dawn's armor as the group is like vanishing in the distance.
Is Dawn looking back at me?
That's what a good question. Graf, is Dawn looking back?
Yeah, I'd say so.
You guys can make very distant eye contact.
Just a wave. And then I keep going.
Zybilna will walk with you in silence for a time, occasionally glancing in your direction. Is there anything that you want to ask her or say to her?
Surely my mother is going to think that this is some kind of trick. She wants me to come back, but I mean, she's not going to actually believe what I say, is she? How do I make her not just immediately suspect me?
A witch engaged in covencraft never truly halts the suspicions of the others. And in fact, I would worry yourself less with such things. covens make us more powerful, but we also know that they make us vulnerable. Mad Maudlin will, of course, expect treachery and scheming. And she will likely solicit betrayal from each of us, and she kind of like gestures to you, against the other.
If she agrees to leave my friends and their families alone, how am I going to actually hold her to that? She's going to want to try and trick me just as much as I want to try and trick her.
If I had to guess, your friends are important in whatever work she's trying to accomplish, but you are the key. I think having you return to her willingly will be enough for her to leave them alone. And in fact, I would also like to suggest... You must remember, Ego, that a witch does what she must, for the means always justify the end, and morality is a crumbled leaf upon our shadowed path. If you show care and concern for your friends, it will give her something to latch onto. You must remember, all witches know that love makes you weak. It can make you very strong. But it makes you weak nonetheless.
I understand.
But witches trade in lies and tricks as their currency. Will she believe you? Maybe, maybe not. But what matters is, if she sees you making moves to help your friends, she will try to stop them. But that can be used in your favor. Are you familiar with how mundane magic tricks work?
What, you mean like sleight of hand?
Yes.
I mean, yes, I'm aware of how it's done. Without any actual power, they need to obfuscate and distract, and they can make things seem one way, but in reality they're another. They have no real magic.
Yes. They divert attention somewhere else, and then work the trick in the background, while everyone else is diverted. If Mad Maudlin sees you doing things to protect your friends, that will make them vulnerable. But to just kill them outright would take the fun and the leverage away from her. Now, if you can perhaps create the illusion of working towards them in small ways, she will be forced to retaliate in kind against you, for that is what all witches do. She may cast misfortune upon your friends in their travels to come, but I do not think she will kill them. And if that helps you distract her from your actual goals, all the better. And I'm sure your friends would be willing to make that small sacrifice for you.
I feel like they've already sacrificed so much for me. I don't want to ask more of them. But I suppose I must. It's not like I could stop them.
Through you asking things of them that they will be comfortable asking the same of you. You can set that example. They will know that it was not done out of malice, but out of desperation.
I have full confidence in them. I just need to buy them enough time.
When in doubt, remember the rule of 3. Try not to inflict any more than 3 misfortunes on any of your friends, or else the effects could compound. But I think you might find yourself in possession of new and different powers as we enter into our coven. And I would urge you to use them.
I will. And when I can, I will still continue my own training in secret.
You needn't continue much of it in secret. In fact, you, as a member of our coven, would be within your rights to ask Mad Maudlin almost anything, and she would have to abide in some ways by the nature of our coven. That does not mean she will not try to trick you, but it is not in her benefit to have a weak member of her coven.
I see. Okay. All the better then. If I ask for spells, and she must provide, then I will learn them.
And remember that you must provide something in return. She will bargain.
Right. Okay. Well.
Know that any currency is on the table. The witch within you must abide by that, as the witch within me will too. We are going to do what we must to get you through this, but know that we, and she gestures between the two of you, will be enemies as much as we will be friends once we enter the Coven Pact. Since you are young, I can offer you leverage over me now, if you swear only to use it in your moment of greatest need. And I would ask leverage over you in kind under the same terms to keep the bargain even.
Leverage? What kind of leverage?
In my case, information.
And then you would ask for what? A weakness of mine?
Anything that could give me power over you. It could be a weakness. It could be your strength, a hidden one, secret, anything of that sort, something of value to you that I could use against you. For if we are to convince her of our earnestness, we must engage in the game of the Coven. We will work against her, she and I will work against you, and you and Mad Maudlin will work against you.
All right. I don't know, I have a lot of things I could say. Maybe something that you do not already know or could glean. The girl. Don's sister, I mean. I want to take her as an apprentice. I've started the process of that in secret. I want to see if she has the potential for magic. I think she does. But that's not the only reason. I really like being with Dawn's family. And if I took her as an apprentice, it would, in a way, to me, be like joining the family. Which is something I would like very much.
I see. Thank you for sharing, and know that I will not exchange this information with Mad Maudlin unless it is my hour of greatest need. I offer you, and she plucks a hair out and gives it to you. This is for you in secret. And the information that I give, should you require a powerful weapon, is that the demon lord Razit seeks me, yet he knows not that the witch I once was is the archfey that I am now. If he or his agents were to be contacted and the nature of my transformation from Tasha and Igwil into Zybilna were to be made known to him, it would put me and all of Frismere in grave danger.
That is very serious. And I promise to not have to use this information unless it is the hour of my greatest need.
Thank you. I know that is against custom, but the woman in me still feels the need to thank you for trusting me.
I don't know where we would be without your help, Zybilna. So, I consider all debts paid.
I know exactly where I'd be without your help, so consider it the same.
Okay.
She will halt and put a hand on your shoulder. You guys have just been walking as this was happening, and she will look you dead in your mismatched eyes with a very stern but earnest look. If I may, Covencraft is new to you. Yes, your mother worked with you, but you were never in a coven with her. I'd like
Correct.
to explain a bit to you so that you are not going in completely weak. So a coven of three can be woven in many ways. Some witches embody sisters, some embody lovers, some embody generations, and so on. In our coven, you will be the youngest, and that makes you the most vulnerable in terms of power, but it also makes you blessed. For it is always the nature of the elder to give the greatest consideration and respect to the needs of the youngest. It is the way of nature. Because of that, a time will come for you to choose your role in our coven. And if I may, I would like to suggest one for you.
You may.
I suspect that my sister will claim the role of the Matriarch. The Matriarch in a coven guides their shadowed hand, is a wise woman and a leader. As she is the eldest, I have no right to challenge her in that. And so she will take it naturally because it gives her the most overt leverage and control over us. There is also the Mother. The Mother enacts the Coven's will, weaving the fibers of reality as the three witches see fit. I will likely take on the role of the Mother. For you, I would suggest the role of the Maiden, for it is the most fluid role. The Maiden is a student, a servant, and sometimes a sacrifice, but she is always a shape changer. There is great power to be found in stitching a cloak from these scraps and rags that fate forces upon us, no?
I would very much like to be a different person sometimes.
I think when you are within this coven, you will find that that kind of power grows naturally within you. It is already quite evident on your body.
This is true.
Sorry, we kind of jumped around and I had a bunch of information and you asked some, so I'm going through. Okay, so we got through that. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to say or ask of Zybilna? As I look for a description that I need to read.
Nothing immediately comes to mind right now, no.
Okay. So, where did it go? As you make your way back to that small clearing with the statue of Queen Maiden in it, you find, in fact, that the statue is gone and has been replaced with a familiar sight. The moss-clad, squat, stick home that your mother raised you in. A little hut of meager means, fully integrated with the forest around it, with leaves and herbs and mushrooms and plants like climbing out of the branches, little spiders and squirrels climbing all over its roof on the ground all around it, a tangle of brambles in the front there that you have to practically push your way through. But it's home, and you recognize it.
Okay. Ego, seeing home, will let her hand slip out of Zybilna's and will make the steps towards the front door. I imagine that there's some overgrown little stones that would imply that there was a cobblestone path sometime before, creaky little wooden stairs, maybe only 3 or so, onto a little front porch with little door that just has the tiniest little awning above it for people that are coming up against the door in the rain, and little glass panes, maybe a little like a little fabric that's been pulled over a little curtain so that you can't peer inside, with little stitching on it. She initially reaches just for the doorknob, but then pulls her hand away and knocks 3 times on the window pane, and then takes a step back from the door, kind of dusting off her dress and holding her hands in front of her.
Zybilna will take up a spot behind you, resting both of her hands on your shoulders. And as you hear something heavy creaking within the house, you feel her give a quick pat just on the back of your head. And she puts her hand back on your shoulder. And then the swollen, like warped wooden door of your cottage slowly creaks and swings open. And standing before you, towering 9 feet tall, with burnt orange skin and eyes that gleam like coals, long scraggly hair that looks like moldy pond water, and a crown of horns growing out of her head clad in rags, is Mad Maudlin. And she will reach out a long, gnarled hand twisted like a dead tree branch with long, jagged nails, and drags them along your face. You feel your skin ripping slightly, and the blood wells up across your purple visage. Finally, insolent child, you return to me. What
Yes, mother.
is the meaning of this? And she gestures like between you and Zybilna. As if my younger adopted sister could ever offer you the kind of mentorship I could have.
No, mother. I knew it was time to come home. And Lady Zybilna and I Well, we have a proposal.
You see as a wide rictus grin cracks across her wrinkled face, and her filthy teeth like shine in the dim candlelight of the hut interior. I'm intrigued. And she'll step back and open the door and gesture for you to step into the dark interior.
I will, though I don't really need to, she's so tall, but maybe I bow my head just so the tip of my hat does not brush against her arm as I duck into the hut.
You may do so. As you enter, you are embraced once more by the cluttered, densely packed, almost like oppressive womb-like shadowed space of the interior of your mother's hut. Within this space, you are aware of how small you really are, because the main thing that you see, the main thing that you've always seen when you walk in, is your mother's massive iron cauldron. It stands 10 feet tall. It's basically 10 feet cube, if we're just gonna like give it the D&D size there. And there is like an entire set of spiral stairs that she has that takes her all the way up to the top. She has like a little alchemist's pedestal there if she needs to do any sort of work with her herbs. But that cauldron looms, feeling larger than ever over you, even though the last time you were here, you think you might have been just a bit smaller. Around the hut, you can see that she just has countless collections of curiosities hanging from the ceiling in like braids of various people's hair are skulls hanging upside down with candles burning in them. She has various petrified bugs and like insects that are in jars of all different shapes and sizes. She even has like frogs that she has inflated, kind of like in Shrek, and has like filled with random liquids and gases like it's some sort of like a drinking bladder. There are bundles of herbs everywhere. The smell is so cloying and sickly sweet, but weirdly comforting and familiar to you. This is the first time that you've even felt like you were back in a space that was truly familiar to you in a long time. You can smell, you know, the alchemical like bases that are very like sulfurous or very like concentrated in the background. All of those herbs on the top note, and then at the end of it all, just this warm, slightly like sweaty, earthy smell to it. It may not be a place that the average person would think of as comfortable, but this was your home. The only one that you've ever known, before meeting your friends anyway. You look around at the dark, shadowy interior, cluttered from floor to ceiling, and you feel these shadows creeping around you as Mad Maudlin grabs two mismatched wooden chairs and drags them with a screech across the floor so that they're sitting across from her own chair. She gestures to them for you.
After taking the home in, I will take my little like satchel bag off of my shoulder, hang it on the back of the chair, and then come around to the front of it and sort of do that thing where you kind of like take your skirt or your dress and you kind of like pleat it down as you sit to kind of like tuck it under yourself, and then fold my hands in my lap.
Mad Maudlin will sit as her body seems to fold in impossible ways and scrunch down so that she's smaller and able to make more eye contact with you, and yet she still looms so large in this room. But as Ibilna takes the seat next to you, you realize that she's also large. Your mother is not the only thing in this room that is capable of being opposing and taking up space. And Ibilna sits down, not with arrogance, but with the demeanor of somebody who believes they have a right to be there. Her spine is straight, her shoulders are held back, and her head is held high. And she looks to you through the corner of her eye.
I sit up a little straighter.
What is it that you would ask of me, daughter? Insolent child, naughty girl who broke the rules.
I would come home to you, Mother. To stay this time. But not just as your daughter. But as 1/3 of a coven between myself and you and Auntie Sibylna. A new pact. A new promise.
What you offer is enticing and interesting. Ego. Coven. I wonder, what machinations do you have working in that little skull of yours? I'm curious. Perhaps I should crack it open and find out. She begins to almost like grow in size again around you. I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
You.
Charisma saving throw, I have a +1! 16!
That's just a success. So as she does this, you feel this very strong sense that she is just trying to fill you with like abject terror. And you're able to kind of see, because Sibylna's in your periphery, that this is an illusion. And when you have a reference point, her illusion doesn't mean anything. It basically lets you see through. It's like when you're in those weird rooms where one person looks small, one person looks big, but it's just perspective, like you change the angle and have that perspective. And so you don't find yourself cowering before her.
I tilt my head up. In my journeys with those people, through hither, thither, and yon, against the Hourglass Coven did we do battle, and we found victory. I am stronger now, Mother, and I seek to be stronger still. And so, the time has come for me to propose a coven of my own.
I see.
And I want you to be a part of it.
Roll a deception check if you're lying. If
Yo.
you're being serious, you can roll
I am.
engine.
Yo, can I give
I
you
am.
my inspiration? Because that was wild.
Go for it.
Okay. So an advantage.
Yeah. As you think of how Clover would answer very earnestly in this moment.
That's so fucking wild. Ego.
You channel her inner earnestness to really like make it good.
The higher roll is a dirty 20.
Oh, yo.
That is a success. You give her this look of both like, it's like a puppy dog defiance almost. And you know what it is? You give her the look of a cat. And you can see in her eyes that she starts to recognize something in there, and her demeanor changes a bit. I see.
I'm sorry for running away. I let curiosity get the better of me, and I forgot what was truly important.
Good. That is a very good girl. And that is all that I wanted to hear from you. But of course, you must still be punished. I will think on it. In the meantime, her gaze slides to Sibylna, and the two of them stare at each other for a long time in like complete silence. You can roll an insight check if you would like.
Witch to witch communication. Witch to witch. 10.
I mean, I think Ego's smart enough to guess that there might be some sort of magical or telepathic communication happening here, but like they're pretty stone-faced. So you're not
Fair
really
enough.
sure what's happening right now. It could be whatever you think it is. They sit in silence and you're just kind of like there for a while. And then eventually, oh my god, Mad Maudlin, I just like completely forgot her name, will kind of like let out like a scoff. Power hungry as always. Typical for one who used to be mortal. But you have my interest. You have my curiosity. And I think we will have a coven.
This is good.
Now, we should begin the ritual immediately.
Yes. The sooner the better.
She will kind of like shuffle about her hut a little bit and grab some like random reagents. Like you see, like there's a jar of eyeballs. Like she's got tongues. She's got like petrified lizards and all sorts of things that she's like bringing out. Tiny seeds, all sorts of stuff. And she begins to fill up all of these bowls, and Zybilna begins to move in tandem with her without any prompting, and begins to crush up the various herbs and reagents and prepare them to be incorporated into this mix. And as she finishes, she will begin to hand you each of these little bowls holding these ingredients. You would know that your mother's cauldron has this like platform that walks around it, so like you can get like up there, and you can go the whole way around it. There's like little pedestals, so you are able to take the reagents, and you kind of feel this like pull towards the cauldron.
A couple quick looks, and then I'm going to tilt the bowl over the edge down into the cauldron.
Yeah, and Zybilna nods absently while she continues to focus on the work that she's doing, occasionally handing you a few more things. At one point, she like gives you like a live salamander that's like squirming and squiggling in your hand. No, just the tail. Pluck it right off. Good child. And Zybilna has not spoken this entire
Put the
time.
salamander on the ground, the rest of it.
Yeah, it's like squirming. It's in severe pain, but it's alive.
We're a bit the same, you and me.
I'm sorry. Sorry for people who like lizards. It'll grow back though.
Lizard right there. And a lizard right
there. Shows up at your house and beats them up. Oh yeah. Whew.
That's okay. I'm that lizard right now.
And for a while, the three of you fall into this like uncomfortable but like actionable silence, interrupted only by the sound of pulverized herbs being pulverized and like the bubbling and fizzing of the cauldron as you look down into this dark brew that lingers at the bottom of it, and you can smell all of these different herbs and things that are being mixed, and the scent of it is like becoming so strong that you feel like you're going to retch. But after a time, you're able to hold out for now, and it seems that the incorporation of the more mundane ingredients is done. And your mother will turn to you and say, the last ingredient happens to be the one that you personally need to provide. 2 birds, 1 stone is what the mortals call that.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yes. The final mundane ingredient is the blood of a virgin. And then we will add the blood of our priest. You will
Oh,
only
about
need
that.
You will only be need to bloodlet once.
Very well.
Come forth.
Take this. Oh,
And she
I
will
was,
hold
I
up.
was reaching for my scissors.
She will. You and Zybelna can go up onto the walking platform around the cauldron there, and Mad Maudlin will make a kind of like a chicken foot cut in your palm, and then a chicken foot cut on your cheek, and then has you hold your hand out over the cauldron. She makes the same cut on Zybelna's hand, but does not make a cut on her cheek because Zybelna already has the chicken foot mark, and she cuts her hand as well. And she says, "By my right as eldest, I claim the embodiment of the Matriarch." And she flicks some of her blood into the cauldron, and a massive cloud of smoke billows out of it. You can smell the copper on the air. Zybelna will clasp her fist and say, "I claim the embodiment of the mother," and does the same with another cloud of smoke billowing up from her blood.
In this pact, I claim the Maiden.
And you can... And
Yep.
with that, you see this dark, black, thick, opaque smoke begins to fill the room. And Mad Maudlin turns to you and says, "Age before beauty," and gestures to the cauldron.
Is she wanting me to
Yeah, it's
Have a
like
sippy?
full. It's full to the top at this point. Somehow, in this process, this massive cauldron has become full as your blood was added to it.
Okay. I will reach down and cup some of it in my hands, and I'll bring it up to my mouth, and I shall drink deeply of our witch's brew. No rum.
No chaser. All
No
right, I
chaser.
need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. If it goes bad, I do have an inspiration for myself, but let's see. That's kind of bad. We'll do a reroll. Come on, ego. Much better. Instead of a 9, it will be a 21. I was feeling inspired.
Nice. Okay. It tastes like iron and has like a texture of like metallic shavings to it that feels like it's cutting the inside of your mouth as you drink. But there's something about it that's very alluring. And you actually find yourself wanting to drink more. To drink deep of this well of darkness and mystery and knowledge. This well of sisterhood. The women before you offer. And you see they take their own goblets and dip them into the cauldron and begin to drink little rivulets of this dark reddish black liquid trailing down their faces, the corners of their mouths. Zybelna takes some and with a smear of red licks it off of her finger.
I don't probably have a goblet, so I take one of the old bowls that we were using for ingredients, and I just take that and I drink it, and it spills. It spills from the sides of my mouth when you're trying to drink your chicken noodle soup, and you finish all the noodles, and it just makes this like red stain down her mouth and over her neck, and then onto the like collar part of her dress.
Hell yeah, you nasty. Okay.
I'm a little bit of a nasty girl. Nasty.
Girl. You then hear Zybelna and your mother. Do you speak Sylvan?
Oh, I think this whole entire party, speaks Sylvan.
Okay, so they begin to chant in Sylvan, and they're effectively like chanting this very like lilting, like rhythmic, like it rhymes. You have like no, you know what they're saying, but it's also like nonsensical. They're basically talking about like we Weird Women 3 claim Coven Craft and like all of this like very like basic like sentence structure, but there's something like very like ancient and foundational to it. And you are able to like mimic it. You don't necessarily understand the words, but you feel an understanding in your body. Like your body recognizes what's being said.
This is some dark shit, y'all.
It is. So, this is where it gets kind of interesting. You are now in a coven. So, as the Maiden, you are going to have a special power that you basically get to decide what it is at the time. Because Ego has made so many bargains, Ego has a lot of connections to other entities, people, creatures, things. And because of that, you can now call on the power of any of those people that you have made bargains with to aid you in your time of need. So what this is going to functionally mean right now is that, like, you could tell me, oh, well, I, made a deal with Moby Richard, so I grow scales over my whole body and cast Alter Self so that I can breathe underwater. You have access to pretty much any kind of, like, magic you would want to cast underneath any, like, of any level that you are able to cast currently once a day. So, like, you basically get, like, a wish once a day. And you can call upon all of the bargains that you've made as the source of that wish. So you will lose, like if you were to call on the Moby Richard one, you will lose like your little fish finger. It'll just go back to being a regular finger. The power will be gone forever, but like you will be able to use that in whatever way you see fit. Like you could also say, I want to do a charisma check because Moby Richard's a salesman.
Okay, gotcha.
We're being super creative.
Okay. So that means, yeah, I can call upon it. I call upon a deal. I say what I want to do with it, and then the effects of that deal have been expended to incentivize me to make more deals.
Yeah.
Because I do also have a deal with two. Do I have a deal with every party member? Hold on. I have a flower from Saoirse. I have some of Aurum's hair. I have definitely at least a pact with. I have the cattail from. I guess it's not technically with Clover, but it's with Clover's
It's my patron, yeah. So technically, yeah.
Dawn, have we made a pact of any kind? I've made one with your sister, or I was working on it.
I do not think so.
I don't think so either.
Dawn
I also
has not
I have a
made-
pact with Sam though.
Sam, yeah.
Dawn-
So you have a pact
got a
with
big
our
butt.
patrons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I don't have a
made
deal
lot
with
of
Dawn
pacts.
in my notes, so.
Yeah. I have a pact with Sam. I have to remember it by body parts. I fulfilled my pact with Karma, but that's where I had little bat wings. I have a big butt from Sam.
You do have a fat dumpy.
I forgot that was your alteration as the
I have a fat dump. I have a fat dumpy, and admittedly, I've got a fat front too. But
oh no!
so I have assets from Sam. I have a cattail from Clover's patron. I have a lock of Aurum's hair. I have a flower from Saoirse. I have my fish finger from Moby Richard. I think those are all my pacts currently. I technically might have completed. No, I haven't completed Moby Richard's task because I still need to find him something for legs. Yep. Okay.
All right.
Dope.
So, it's going to be very creative I mainly want to see what I'm looking for is like we're finding an aesthetic. We're looking for how Ego's doing this.
We're finding vibes.
Yeah, we're figuring out who Ego's about to become here. So creativity. Cool. You pass out. The smoke becomes like so overpowering that you just like you just lose consciousness.
Hit that witch bender.
When you come to, you are lying in your straw pile, the bed that your mother made for you. That's sort of like in a corner that you sleep in. It's very comfortable. She put like moss in there, you know. There's feathers. There's, random furs. It's basically like your little pile of nature that she made for you to sleep on, and you're in there in the main room because you don't have a room of your own.
No.
And she and Zybilna are sitting and drinking tea by the fireplace.
Do I have my things? I had put my bag on the chair.
Yep, your things are like by your straw pile.
Okay, I'll gather them. And I will
Okay.
make my way over to them in their tea.
You can see that there is a third cup set out. It is empty currently.
Hello.
Your mother, who is like facing directly away from you, like turns her head at this unnatural angle like an owl and looks back at you. Nice of you to finally join the waking world again. What a charming little witch. And she gives you like a look of affection as she kind of like grabs your face the way an old person does and pinches your cheeks.
Was the ritual a success?
Did you see my message that I sent you in your channel?
No, I've been completely just staring at your face. Hold on.
Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yes!
Then yes. Two of them will...
Despite the DMs I'm getting from Graf, no, yes.
Yeah. So, yes, the ritual was a success. You see Zybilna is nodding, and your mother grins at you. It was. We find ourselves in the weird woman's weave. Maiden, mother, and matriarch.
This is good.
Yes. Would you like some tea, sister?
Yes, sister.
Well, you haven't done your chores for the day, so I can't give you any. And she cackles. Be a dear, won't you? Gather those herbs that I need. There's a list over by the cauldron. You are the maiden, after all. It is your duty to serve.
And serve I shall.
Good girl.
I shall fetch them at once.
So, you can go over and grab the list of herbs if you would like.
Yes, I will.
Oh, hold on.
I'm on my good girl stint right now.
Okay, so she gave you a list of 4 herbs to find.
Verbs.
Herbs. The first, well, they're in no particular order, but the first is the root of an umbral orchid. The second is ash blossom flowers. The third is leaves from a mature indigo willow. And the fourth is a basket of milk cap mushrooms.
Okay. Do I know that all of these can be retrieved in our forest?
Mm-hmm. In fact, you recognize some of these herbs.
I was
Definitely
gonna
gathered them for her before.
I remember I was supposed to be gathering mushrooms when I got lost and found the carnival the first time.
Oh yeah. She loves asking you to get mushrooms, even though you're like 0 for 2 on success with following the rules doing that.
I will get a little basket
Okay.
and I'll put like some little cloth down inside the basket.
Cute.
And I will make sure that I have my satchel, feel inside for my spell book,
It's there.
my scissors, my wand,
Mm-hmm.
my sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I have all of my things, I am going to make my way to the door holding the basket.
Mm-hmm. You can do so.
I shall go fetch these herbs and be back soon.
Yes, fetch you shall, and do make sure you're back before the witching hour. It would be a shame to not have the ingredients for tonight's spell. In fact, it would be grounds enough for me to scoop that little grey pink brain out of your skull and eat it like pudding. Be careful.
I shall. It has been a long journey back home, and I do not want to wander far again.
Off with you.
I'll open the door.
You can open the door and exit into the forest. So when your mother like sends you in the garden to pick herbs, the word garden is like definitely not the right word because she just means the entire forest that you guys
Right.
do. Yeah. So in terms of these ingredients, roll me a history check.
History
Or investigation.
or investigation? I shall choose investigation, please. For a 13.
Okay. So the one that like you remember the best is the milk cat mushrooms because those your mother actually does grow intentionally like near the house.
Okay.
So you know that you can find those growing like anywhere that there's like dead vegetation. And they're usually like small white mushrooms with this like kind of fuzzy cap, but in the center of it is this like little divot, and it actually like will fill with this like milky substance.
Okay. Milk cap. Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we definitely went through a whole bunch of desiccated trees when the party was traveling through here, so I'll go to one of those patches. I think that you described there being mushrooms as well, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, eating.
It's okay. You ate with all those descriptions. So.
Yeah, so it doesn't take Eagle long to find those mushrooms at all.
Okay.
You'll come across an area where it seems like a tree was like torn out of the ground by something very large and basically shredded into pieces. And now it's just a bunch of like rotting wood pulp. And as you move that around, you can kind of see that there's these little patches of white growing in all of this like woody pulp. You see the milk cat mushrooms. You would also remember as you're seeing them that milk cat mushrooms will rot and curdle if you do not first drink the milk out of them. They have to be picked dry.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm gonna sip some mushroom milk.
Cool, roll me a con save.
Probably could have just poured it out on them. No, because I can't pour it out without plucking them. I gotta sip it. Natural 20. 25.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't had anything to drink actually in a hot minute.
Yeah. and you
Oh,
know
well, I
what?
had witch's brew. That cut my
Yeah.
mouth up.
Yeah, your mouth is like, it's like after eating like a lot of salt and vinegar potato chips. Like you're like a little torn up in there.
I need a little milk.
Yeah, you need a little milk, and
Nice.
milk you get. So you pass, obviously, with a natural 20, the Constitution save. As the frothy liquid is very like sweet and it's very delicious. It's incredibly rich, and you have to like fight to keep it down because it's like almost oily in its texture. But you do so with ease. You're like, I've harvested milk cap mushrooms since I was like freaking this big. You're like, I know how to do this.
Oh yeah, since I was one head tall.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
and then I'll clip a bunch of them.
Yeah, you can do so. The stems come away from the ground easily as the soft flesh of the mushrooms is cut by your scissors, and you can fill the basket with them.
Okay. My little pass out into my straw bed. Did I get a long rest?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. Let's see here. Do we have any magic that can help us get these other ones? Admittedly, not really. So for now, it's just good to have that in case little beasties try and get me, my little Red Riding Hood ass. Let me see, can I recall anything about the orchid?
Yeah. So you would remember that the umbral orchid is a flower, it's an epiphytic plant, so that means it grows on other plants. It's not like a parasite, they kind of just like live on the outsides of them, but it only grows in the dark hollows of dead trees. So they're just very rare and difficult to find because not only do you have to find a dead tree, you have to find one that has a hollow, and you have to find a hollow that's like shadowed and not in the sun because the umbral orchid can't tolerate any sort of sunlight.
Okay. Is it sunny out right now?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, so I'll walk in the shadows of the trees and only look on the sides that would have hollows that would not face the sun.
Alrighty. You can roll me an investigation or a nature check to find the right kind of host tree.
I will investigate with a 16.
You're having a hard time. It seems like there are a lot of trees that could be good hosts for an umbral orchid, but like they're either petrified and facing, like west, and so they're always, or like south, and they're always like getting sunlight, or the hollows are like facing up. You spend about an hour looking, and you don't find anything. You can spend another hour looking. When you set out, it was morning. And it probably took you about 1 hour to collect the milk cap mushrooms, and another hour of failed search for the umbral orchid. So right now you're looking at like late morning, which is relevant information.
Yeah, the witching hour
is like 3 a.m.
Okay.
You're looking at
so
like
I've got like
11 a.m. right now.
Okay, so like 14 hours I got.
Yeah.
Because I also have to make it home. Here, let's try this. Before I look for too much longer, can I find a hole in a tree that would be suitable to grow an orchid even if it does not have one?
Roll another investigation check. Or nature.
Investigation is better. 24.
Yes. Okay, so roll me a D100 really quick.
Okay. Five.
Oh my god. Okay.
I always get excited when I'm like near one end of the spectrum of
Right.
the 100, but you don't know if it's good or bad.
Right. So you are able to find actually a few trees in one little area that seem like they would be good hosts for an umbral orchid. Unfortunately, you're not seeing any in here.
That's okay.
So we're now moving to, that'll be another hour. That one will take us to noon.
If the conditions for growing them are present, I want to try and cast Wither and Bloom on the trees. And see if I can desiccate the tree and produce an orchid by speeding up the process.
Okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so Wither and Bloom is 2nd level, right?
Yeah, I'm willing to upcast it to like...
No, I don't. I think as long as it's not like a 1st level spell, it should be totally fine.
Yeah, it's a 2nd level spell.
Paint me a word picture.
All right. When Ego finds this...
Yeah.
Ego finds this cluster of trees, and she thinks to these fights that she's had with the party, thinks about that last one where we were fighting the cloak, and how Ego, if you remember, you described that Ego's magic was like connected to this forest.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent the Wither and Bloom through like a wall of thorns or something to go and help Aurum. So Ego is a much more powerful mage than she was when she was a child given these tasks. So she will reach out with her hands, and these like shadows will... It's almost like she scoops up shadow like a liquid in her hands, and it pours off of her fingers onto the ground, and it hits the ground like dry ice and creeps out into the dead roots of these trees. She kind of like pairs her fingers with the roots and kind of digs her nails up, and she is going to squeeze, and these already dead trees are going to blacken and become brittle and chip, and the inside of those hollows shall fill with mulch and manure and ground up leaves, and I will try to bring forth an orchid.
Roll me a d20.
20. 18.
That'll do it. With that, you feel your power connecting with the roots of the trees around you. And even though it's something you're consciously trying to do, the way that you feel yourself connect is very much like in your body. You almost feel yourself forming these kind of like shadowy roots that are connecting you into the ground around you, and then you're manipulating the roots that connect there forth, like from the forest. So you feel like the sensation of being one with it, and you channel all of this life energy from the trees and the plants around. And there's this, I think you already have like a curse where like plants wither and die in like a 10-foot thing around you.
Yes, well that is a curse from my possession of the Black Book of one of the hags.
That you actually see as like that radius extends, and in almost like 50 feet around you in every single direction, the forest just like blackens and starts falling away to ash. But there in the hollow of a tree, one of the ones that you had picked, you see a silvery, thick little root, almost like a finger, curl out just on the edge, just where the sunlight can't reach it. And you peek inside of the hollow and see a long, narrow stem that curves to a dark, dusky blue-gray, almost black flower.
Okay. And thank you for not letting all of these herbs wither and die immediately when I get close to them because of that curse, because that would be a Sisyphean task.
Yeah. Well, luckily, a mushroom plant. And the rest of these plants are magical.
Tea.
So.
All right.
So she asked for the root of an umbral orchid, or like the roots of one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let's see here. I'm going to very lightly dig into the mulch with my fingers and try and just loosen up the earth and try and remove the flower with the root system intact.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check. If you would like, in lieu of dexterity, you could replace it with, you know what, you're a wizard, so it would be intelligence. If you wanted to do like an intelligence-based sleight of hand, because you know you have to cover this plant can't be touched by sunlight, so as you take it out, you need to cover it.
Yeah.
So give me a sleight of hand check.
Yep, okay. With intelligence, it will go from a +4 to a +5 for a 18.
Nice. That'll do it. Yeah. You are able to pluck the roots from this orchid, and then you wrap them up probably like in a little bit of your hair. You got so much of it. You're like, let me just tie that in a funky little knot. And you can take that out. You now have 2 of the 4 herbs that Mad Maudlin has requested. And it is about like early afternoon, like 12, 1 o'clock at this point.
Okay, I'm making good time. Remind me of the names of the other 2 again?
So the other 2 that you're looking for are ash blossom flowers and the leaves of a mature indigo willow. So the ash blossom flower, you would know, is a very fast-growing plant, like the kind of plant you can watch grow. That's typically found in like dappled clearings that have pretty good sunlight. What's very unique about it is that it sprouts in the morning, flowers with bright red flame-like petals in the afternoon, turns to fruit in the evening, and then burns to ash at night, and then a seed grows in the morning from the ash.
Like a little phoenix flower.
Yeah.
And what stage of that flower's gestation does my mother need?
She needs the ash blossom flowers, which you would know grow in the afternoon, and it is
which
the
is
afternoon.
right now.
Yeah.
I didn't bring fly today, or rather, I didn't bring it yesterday, and I didn't change my spells.
You can change your spells if you want.
If that's the case, I would like to begin flying.
Rules as written in 5.5 Es, casters may now change out at least one of their spells when they take a short rest.
Yeah, so you could take a little...
Wizards can, I mean.
Body tea.
You could go look for them and then take a little breaky poo. Or the other way around.
I want to, since it's the time, I want to be flying above the trees so I can see where the sunlight is hitting. So let us drop antagonize and instead cast fly. So I will quickly go find, I'll break one of the branches off of these trees that I like withered even more, and I will get my leg up over it, and I will cast fly on it.
Hey, nice. And you'll see as the end rapidly frays and then like grows out, kind of like in Kiki's Delivery Service, where like the broom goes crazy. So yeah, you have a little broom, and you're able to cast fly on yourself. You can roll an investigation or nature check. I'm assuming investigation.
Investigations when I can. 22.
That'll do it. It's going to take you about another hour of searching. So you're looking at around 2 o'clock right now, but you do see that there are a couple different spots fairly close together where the tree canopy is a bit thinner. It seems like there has been like some of the like really big old trees have fallen and opened up some space. So you know of a good area, go look for it.
Since fly is only 10 minutes, I'm going to be cheeky and I'll say I probably cast it twice in that time, just kind of going up, scanning an area, going back down. So
take another
I
one.
will...
We're going to do another one if you can.
3?
Yeah, because it takes you about an hour of searching, so you're probably going to need to spend half of that time in the air if you want to be able to, like...
Yeah. I got 3 third level spell slots with more to spare. So 3 castings of fly around, and then I will descend upon that spot and see about getting the flowers.
Okay. Yeah, so as you descend on this clearing, pretty much immediately, before you even land, you can see that there are these like bright red flickers, like this almost like feathery texture that kind of like cascades in the breeze as the wind rolls through this little clearing, and it looks like small flames are clustered all over the clearing. And you actually feel like that there is warmth coming off of these plants, but you know without a doubt that those are ash blossom flowers, and they are in bloom, which is exactly when your mother wanted them.
Okay. How does one properly harvest these? Is there any danger?
Well, when they are flowering, if you touch them, they will burn you. So either quickly or with some tweezers, maybe.
You want? I can harvest them with some aura for a moment, right? If you want. Oh, you! I lost your mic.
Oh, wait! You said are you about to aura farm these flowers?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. Aura farm. That's what the whole point of this episode.
Ego takes a deep breath and then exhales, and I'm going to place a hand on the hilt of my rapier, and I'm going to cast Steel Wind Strike.
Oh my god.
Which involves teleporting, and I will make like these slices of wind and cut all of the blossoms up into the air. And I get to choose to stand next to one at the end of the casting, and I will teleport there and swoop my basket around all of them like a big net and catch them all in there.
Yeah, you're able to get the ash blossom flowers pretty easily. They start to cool down as soon as they're cut from the plant, and the danger quickly subsides. And you can pack them away, and you now have 3 of the 4 herbs that your mother requested.
Listen, guys, it's like those montages where it's like the menial tasks are actually me secretly training.
Yeah.
All right. What do I know about this last herb?
So the indigo willow, it's a very slow-growing tree. When you can tell that they're mature because their trunks go from brown to silver once they are fully matured. So it'll be a silver-barked willow tree that only grows on the beds of Fae-touched like ponds, lakes, bodies of water. It has these very long branches with leaves on them that like fully will like dangle and submerge under the water. Let's see. Give me a history check.
History going out for a natural 1.
So you feel like you know where one would be. It's like forgetting a word and it's on the tip of your tongue and you can't remember it. And you're like, ooh, I know where a Fae-touched pond is. And you just can't actually remember the location.
I will summon Karma.
Okay.
If I don't remember, Karma may. And I will ask Karma, in our youth, I recall that there was a tree. It was silver in color. It should be by some body of water. I've seen it before, but it's been a while since I've walked in the woods. Do you recall the way to that tree?
You can make a history check as Karma.
Yeah, I don't know what a bat's.
Probably not super great. You can just give a flat D20 if you want.
I was gonna say Karma's intelligence would be a like -4.
Negative, yeah. She's probably got like almost nothing. So you can just
on
roll
a flat D20.
Yeah.
It's an 18.
Oh shit! Okay. So yeah,
It's like you used to roost there. Come on, show me the way.
When you say that you used to roost there, Karma begins screeching loudly and like flaps in your face, lands on the brim of your hat, and like bites your nose a little bit. And you would get the sense of Karma is basically saying like, no, I specifically didn't want to roost there because that's where Cynic is. And you would know that Cynic is your mother's familiar. And your familiar wanted nothing to do with Cynic because Cynic is a big, mean, nasty swan made of glittering snow and ice.
That's dope as fuck, by the way.
Let me show you how
Okay.
it's spelled because it's even better. I'll put it in the in-game chat. So it's pronounced like the word cynic, but it's like Cygnus, like the
Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. For those of you at home, this is spelled C-Y-G-N-I-C. Cynic.
Pretty
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, like the constellation Cygnus, the swan.
Don't get familiar mogged by your mom.
Right, Cynic. Well, look. I need to get the leaves, so we'll be in and out. I promise. But can you please stop biting my nose and instead show me the way there again? We have to get all of these back before the witching hour.
Yeah. So gathering the ash blossom flowers would have taken you. I know Steel and Strike is quick, but just to say for gathering petals, it's another hour. And so now you're looking at like 3 o'clock.
I'm making great time.
You're making great time. You got 12 hours before you have to be back home.
Which means I can go hit the carnival real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's gonna take you probably, if you're going on foot, another hour just to get through the forest. That's kind of the time unit that we're using here. But eventually, you know that you are in the vicinity of the Fey-touched pond that Cynic likes to call home, because you feel a very, very strong sense of like fear and hatred for Cynic coming from Karma. Like you're just getting this projection of like memories of Karma being a little baby bat and like Cynic for fun, just like taking his horrible, awful, like toothy swan beak and just like eating Karma. Like that happened to you at least once a week. You were constantly having to resummon Karma. Like they had like a generational beef, the likes of which no one has ever seen before.
All right, Karma. I'm much more powerful now. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Besides, maybe Cynic isn't even here right now. Does a little scan.
Yeah. Are you trying to move through this area of the forest stealthily?
I think I'm moving through the forest stealthily all the time because there's shit in the woods.
There is shit in the woods. In this particular instance, I would love to get a stealth check from you.
In this particular instance, I also would love to give it to you because that's going to be a natural one. So I am going to like step on a branch and roll down a hill and hit a rock and all that good stuff.
Okay. Add a perception check into there because you're still technically looking, even if you're just being very loud about it.
Which is also a 4.
Okay.
Hey, look, the rolls had to go this way at some point.
I need you to give me a history check.
And that's going to be a bigger number. A 19.
Nice. Let me see. What was my... Oh. That's not a... Do you have anything that you want to use right now?
Don't we have dice, y'all? I know it's been like 9 months.
It's been a freaking year. It's been a freaking year,
Let's
guys.
pop in our chat rewards.
Chat rewards.
I have a +1. I see that in our chat rewards chat.
From March 12th, 2026.
From March 12th, 2026.
Hey.
Just to make it a 20?
Okay, if that is the case, that means we are of the opinion that we do not reset them at the end of every game. Yes?
Oh, we do reset. Okay.
Then I got
Well,
nothing.
here's the thing. The Fridays, we reset, so like if there's any that left over that we didn't use, we return them to the people that gave it to us. But because this was so long ago, there's probably no way for me to refund these points. So if we want to set the standard, we can continue to do that, and then going forward, we reset.
Yeah, we'll reset going forward, but in this instance, since we did take a biggie break, I'll let you use that +1.
I would feel bad if they spent those points and they just go to the void, because the points have been spent and we cannot refund them. So
yeah, so we will do that. So
then chat is going to make this a 20 history.
Hell yeah, and thank you, chat, because you have just helped Ego to turn that fail into a pass. So there's a couple things that happen all at once, or in a very, very short period of time. You begin creeping along as you do, slinking through the shadows, looking for Cynic. And you're having a really hard time. You're like, I know that pond is around here, but you start wondering, like, is the forest playing tricks on me? Like, does it know that I want to get there, so it's not letting me get there? Is my mother doing that? You start getting, I think maybe, you've been acting so good all day. And you're finally, like, in a place where you can actually be yourself for a second. And you don't necessarily want to be, like, good and pliant for your mother. And so you're just thinking through all of these things that are going through your head. And that's when you hear that crack of a big, like, loud twig with a bunch of really dry bark on it. Super crunchy. And that's the moment that you begin to remember some information about Cynic, because you hear Cynic trumpeting maybe like 30 feet away from where you are now, and there's instantly some like splashing and ruffling of feathers and wings and rustling through the brush. And as Cynic begins to enter this clearing that you have found yourself in, you will recall that Mad Maudlin sings lullabies to Cynic to help him sleep because he has insomnia. And you can remember the melody for that lullaby.
Hey.
However, Cynic crashes through the clearing, like, as you're remembering, you're like, oh, yeah, that it went like, and then he comes crashing in. So it's this giant swan that is just a construct of, like, snow and sharp bits of ice with, like, every little feather. And he lets out this horrible, diabolical honk at you, and I need you to roll initiative. As I am also going to roll initiative.
17.
Just getting swan mugged.
Okay, you get to go first. So, Cynic is... What creature size are you? Cynic is a large creature. For your reference. But he's about 30 feet away from you. We're going to Theater of the Mind this one.
That's okay. So, did he just hear me or has he seen me?
Oh, he's, like, fully, like, he sees you, and there's, like, as he, like, looks at you, you see his eyes shift to Karma, and, like, pure malice and, like, intent to kill is, like, just plain on his avian face.
I'm going to take the brim of my hat and rotate it so Karma is behind me.
Cool.
Cyric, mother, no, not Siri. Thank you, phone.
Cynic.
Cynic. Cyric is the god of lies. Cynic. Mother just wants me to gather the leaves. We're not playing today. Go back to sleep. And I'm going to cast Minor Illusion so that it's my mother's voice humming the melody.
Okay. So you can give me a performance or persuasion check. Since you're using your magic, if you would like to replace the charisma with intelligence, you may do so.
I would love to do that because that's going to make it a +9. So I'll do that. Let me just roll a d20 and I'll add 9 to it for performance, which I'm proficient in. So with the +9, that would be a dirty 20.
Oh, okay, that's good. Because for a second I saw the 11 and I was like, ooh. So, you have your illusion humming the lullaby in Mad Maudlin's voice, and you can see that Cynic is like charging towards you with like wings open, and his favorite attack that he likes to do is to like spray shards from his wings in like a 60-foot cone, and just freeze and kill everything around. And he's not able to do that because he hears this humming, and you see his eyes get like big and round like saucers, like he's like a baby or a puppy, and he honks softly and is looking around for his mother, and turns back to the pond and is like looking through the brush. Is there anything else that you're doing? Where does the minor illusion happen? Is there like a distance on it?
The range of minor illusion is 30 feet. So you said he was 30 feet. So I'm making the sound of it happen like around his head.
Okay. So yeah, he starts looking around. He's not immediately attacking you because this is more important to him. But then, like, you can see that he starts to trip a little bit as he is waddling through the brush looking for his mother, and his honks begin to get a little bit sleepy. And then very suddenly you watch his eyes just fall shut, and his giant icy swan body just like falls to the ground in a heap, and you can hear him snoring very loudly. And you can feel that karma has like climbed from your hat into your hair up under your hat.
I told you that I was much more powerful. Pay no mind to the fact that that was just a cantrip. Let's go get those leaves.
How long does minor illusion last?
Minor illusion only lasts for a minute, so I'd have to keep recasting it.
Okay. So, from where Cynic is, you push through the brush, and you can see that about 30 feet from that point is his Fey Pond, frozen over, that he usually likes to hang out in. And you can see that there is, in fact, a mature indigo willow with its silvery bark lazily hanging over the Fey Pond. So you can see that it has branches that are like partially like frozen into this ice water. Give me a history check.
9.
Okay. Yep. So you would see
Blocked by all my trauma right now.
The branches are frozen there in the ice, but there is an indigo willow, a mature one, with leaves.
All right. I would like to get within range of a low-hanging branch that you said, and see if I can Misty Step up onto the branch so that I can gather some leaves. So it needs to also...
Ooh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so it would need to be a thick one, unless they're thin ones.
Yeah, the indigo willow has very thin, like, pliable branches. And the way that the leaves are on, like, the lower parts of the hanging branches, so the top part of it is actually bald and sort of, like, looks like a hand reaching, like, down, and then it turns into leaves. So you are going to have to, like, either Misty Step out to where the leaves are, or, like, walk across the icy Fey Pond to get to it. Or something else.
I don't want to walk on an icy pond. I could just fly again at a 4th level, which might be the best, I think. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I'll go for a 4th level fly, and I will fly over the ice. I'll just glide over the ice that way up to the leaves.
Okay, you can do so, and you are able to begin plucking the leaves from the indigo willow. In order to get the amount that you think you need for your mother, it is probably going to take you a few minutes. So while you're gathering, I'm assuming you continue to cast the minor illusion?
Yeah, it's not a concentration, so I can I can maintain flying and the minor illusions.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're able to like loop back closer to Cynic, pop another illusion down, and then continue gathering. You're looking at these leaves, And you're like, you feel like you're missing something because you're looking at these leaves and you're thinking about the other ingredients that you've gotten. And all of those ingredients had like a very strong magical property to them. Like the milk cap mushrooms have this like white glow and they make this like delicious liquid. The umbral orchid only grows in shadow. The ash blossom has this like phoenix cycle that it goes through. And you're looking at these leaves that you're harvesting and you're like, these are like literally just leaves.
Are there leaves on different parts of the tree that look different?
So right now the only leaves that you can see are the ones that are like there in the air in front of you. The rest of the branches are frozen under the water.
Let's look at the leaves under the frozen water.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
15.
Okay, yeah. You can brush away like a little bit of snow and ice, and you can see underneath the surface, because you're still flying, the ice is not very thick. Probably a good idea that you didn't walk on it. But you can see that just beneath the surface, as the leaves of the indigo willow touch the blue water of the Fey Pond, they actually like take on some of the Fey magic, because Fey Ponds are a type of portal, similar to like a mushroom circle. So there is just like raw Fey magic underneath the surface of the water. Probably why Cynic likes it so much, because he is Fey. But when the leaves of the indigo willow touch that water, they change. And because this type of mature tree always has its leaves hanging in that water, the reagent is the waterlogged leaves, not the dry ones.
So I'll need to pull them out of the water.
Yeah, which is, the surface is frozen over.
Fireball.
Fire! Yeah!
Literally was looking to see if I had it prepped. I only have lightning bolt. I mean, I could fire bolt and try and melt it away. You said it wasn't very thick.
Not very thick, but firebolt is small. It will work. It's going to take time, especially for you to clear enough ice to get the amount of leaves that you will need. So that's, you're looking like all of that work plus like repeated, basically every single minute having to stop to keep Cynic sleeping. Like this is going to take you hours. Which you have.
I do. But let me see here. That would take too long to cast.
Don't forget, you also have your special maiden ability.
My special maiden ability, if I needed
some
to
bargains with some strong people.
I did. Okay. I'm gonna say the entire idea out loud, and you tell me if it's viable.
Sure.
I have Karma with me right now. And a familiar you can bamf in and out within a distance. Karma, even though they are a familiar, that means they are a creature. Which would mean I could polymorph Karma Normally, if I recast, of course, the spell Karma could take on a different form, but I need a specific creature, one that would be able to swim in frozen waters, which is going to be outside of the realm of regular Find Familiars. My thought is have Karma be under the ice, bamfed, polymorphed into something that could survive there, maybe like some kind of like trout or something that swims in cold water anyway. Have them eat a bunch of the leaves and hold them in their mouth, and then bamf them back above the ice and give me the leaves.
Yeah, for sure. I think you would be vaguely aware of the knucklehead trout, which is a type of trout that I feel like I don't know why. I just know Clover fucking loves eating sushi made from knucklehead trout.
She's like, oh my god, so it comes from way up north?
10 towns, and they poured it down. Like, we weren't able to afford it a lot, but at the holidays, like on my birthday, my mom would always get me knucklehead trout sushi.
God. Like, yeah, knucklehead instead of steelhead. Oh, yes, so yummy. All the sushi.
Yeah. You know,
Thoughts on that plan?
I think that's kind of fun. I kind of
Because
like
it also means I have to reach up in my hat and I have to produce Karma on my finger and I have to say, I have a plan. I don't think that you're quite going to like it, but I need your help.
Karma, like, as they're hanging from your finger, like, flips their feet around and turns so that they're facing away from you.
It has nothing to do with that damn swan. It's just getting the leaves.
She will turn her head back around and look at you.
So, I could melt the ice, but it's going to take a long time. It would be easier if I just sent you under there, but not as a bat. Clover told me that there's this fish that swims up north. It shouldn't have any issue with the cold. I turn you into one of those fish. You eat a bunch of the leaves. Don't chew or swallow. I call you back. You're no longer a fish. You give me the leaves. And then we go home.
Karma definitely, like, protests, particularly at the thought of being turned into a fish. Very demeaning and degrading for a flying mammal.
Or I can melt it over the course of several hours with him right there. Your choice.
She sends you images of the little, like, illusion, like this, like, little spectral, almost unseeable form of Mad Maudlin that's, like, humming this song, and then conjures an image of you humming a song, and then Jamie just, like, ran the fuck away.
I think he got lost into the forest.
And you can tell that Karma is trying to communicate to you that, like, they're worried if you are having to concentrate on polymorph, like, are you going to be okay casting the illusion?
I mean, I've maintained my concentration while having to shoot spells at things trying to kill me and my friends. I think I can maintain an illusion, yeah.
Karma sends you images of the Fey Pond, which is imbued with magic, and is giving you a sense of, like, I will do it, but be ready for some bullshit.
We've gone through a lot of bullshit on this weird journey. If I can't gather a few herbs for my new coven, then I don't deserve to go back to my friends. We can do this.
Karma will relent and squeak in acquiescence.
Right. Take a deep breath now, and I'm going to turn you into a fish first, and then I'm going to send you under there.
She takes a deep breath and then covers her nose with her wings.
Okay. Let's see. What would a conjuration for this be? No more wings, no more fur, but most of all, do not pout. I give you gills, I give you scales to make you a knucklehead trout.
Hey, nice. So you can bamf Karma through the ice and then quickly cast that polymorph. I mean, she's willing, begrudgingly so, but willing. Does she
You ever cast a 4th level spell to turn your familiar into a fish?
You know, it doesn't. Okay, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or shapeshift into. So she'll just choose to fail. Not that it's hard for a bat to fail a wisdom save. And you will see as she turns into a little fish with like a big freaking forehead.
Oh, they're ugly.
Yeah,
But you look good. But you look good.
You can see that she takes the knucklehead part and like cracks the ice where you are, and then begins swimming through the water, gobbling up the leaves. It's still going to take her some time to do this. You're looking not quite at like an hour, probably more like 20-30 minutes for this one. So you basically can like leave her to her devices and just continue to placate Cynic if you want. Is there anything that you would want to do otherwise in this time?
I think, I'm gonna just let her do her thing and pluck a bunch of those leaves with her mouth, and I'm gonna focus on, I've got the concentration going on in the background, but I'm gonna just make sure that I'm maintaining that illusion.
Okay, roll me a D100.
Thank you to all of my friends for the ego hour. I didn't know that we were 94.
Everybody's gonna get an hour at some point, or an episode at some point. The time will. We had some Clover shit happening. This is a big one. Aurum's gonna get his world rocked. Yeah, Aurum's gonna get his freaking world rocked.
By Dawn. Never mind.
By Dawn, yeah, probably.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. The shipper in me just like leapt out. I'm so sorry. It's a 94 on the D100.
Okay, give me 1 second. Gotta pull something up.
Oh no, it's something interacting with that fucking water. It's like a wild magic thing or something.
Please load. Interestingly enough, as you cast that polymorph and Karma is like down there, you begin to hear the music from the illusion like emanating from you, and you're just like surrounded by this like faint ethereal lullaby, and like you get mental images from Karma of like the same lullaby, and then also being like, why is this happening to me? Like you get the sense that she is also surrounded by this like faint ethereal music, and she's like very confused. I mean, like she's trucking, but she's like, what's going on?
Just the forest. It's all right. It's not gonna hurt us, but gather those fast, please.
Give me another D100 roll.
What if I roll the exact same number?
That'd be really funny.
No, opposite end of the spectrum, 10.
Wow.
I don't roll in the middle for D100s. I really don't.
Okay.
I'm in the 10th percentile.
If you had like a target right now, what would that be?
If I had a target right now, I mean, I suppose I'm targeting
Cynic?
does it need to be a creature? Because it would be Cynic technically, I guess, who I'm focusing.
Yeah, you know what? Since you're doing the illusion on Cynic, it's probably gonna be at him. So as you're sitting there, like this music is just faintly playing in the background. About like 10 minutes go by, and you can like feel this thrum of fey magic echoing out again. And then like bursting forth from your body is this long, like thorny tendril that like turns in the direction of Cynic.
No.
And a bunch of thorns at him. So you're casting magic missile at 5th level at Cynic.
Can I counterspell myself?
No.
Ah!
So yeah, that's happening right now.
Okay.
Magic missile. Do you
I mean,
have
these
the
are
spell?
familiar. Everybody has the spell. I don't have it prepared, but
So
everybody
it's
has this.
1d4?
So
A dart,
it's
you get
1d4
3.
plus 1, 3 darts for level
It's first
1,
level,
so
second
7
level,
darts.
third level, fourth level. Yeah. Okay. So 7d4 plus 7.
Let's see here. La la da 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 la la. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 D4. Oh, that's pretty good. So it's gonna be 26.
Okay.
Force damage at my mom's familiar.
Minus 26.
I mean, he's a familiar. How much HP could he have?
A lot.
Yay! Love it!
He's a big boy, isn't he?
He's large.
He's a big boy. He's large.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, the thorn sprouts from your body and magically propels, or the tendril like propels these thorns at Cynic, and they all crash into his icy body, causing him to very suddenly wake from his sleep in anger and agony as he honks in pain at the thorns that have collided with his body. And he is going to turn back to you, and we're going to go back into initiative. You know, since you already took a turn and set him to sleep, I'm gonna let it be his turn. My man needs a turn.
Okay.
My man needs a turn, you know?
Okay. Can we get some music for that?
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah. Some combat music.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Graf does it.
Let's wake everybody up.
Yeah, why are you trying to take my job?
I can't even do it.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. So Cynic is not within 5 feet of you. He is going to instead turn to you and taking a big breath, and you see he has his feathery, icy body inflate. Ooh.
Cynic, no. Cynic, no.
Cynic, no. And like a really evil like cassowary at like the zoo, if you like gave it like evil magic powers, is going to spray shards of ice at you. So I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
12?
12?
12?
That's a fail. So you are going to take 11 piercing damage and 10 cold damage.
Ow!
And your speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Let's hold okay. 11.
So 21
for-
total,
Right.
but 10 of it is cold, if that matters.
Mm-hmm. I have those flowers.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay, so the flower lets you, I think, reduce the damage.
It's been so long.
Oh my god. Guys,
Are
we're
you
back.
talking about the chromatic roses?
Uh-huh.
I believe a chromatic rose, you have resistance to the damage type associated with the color. If you take more than 10 of that type, you take no damage, but the rose disintegrates.
I'm taking 10 exactly.
So then, That sounds to me like it wouldn't disintegrate.
Yeah, it says if you take more than 10.
Okay, so then I take
5.
I just take 5, so I take 16.
Yes.
Okay.
And then your speed is reduced by 10.
Okay, and I need to make a concentration check on polymorph, which is 14. I maintain concentration.
Perfect. Yeah, so this 60-foot cone of shards of ice just sprays out at you, and you kind of take it to the face. Luckily, like, the cold doesn't bother you as much as it used to, which is
Doesn't bother me anyway.
Yeah, but, like, the getting stabbed by ice part does still hurt.
Ow, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cynic is, you know, not a happy camper. But, and you know, he's gonna run up on you. He runs up on you with his 30-foot speed, and he's in your business.
Cynic! It was an accident!
Kill him!
And with that, it is your turn.
Can't use anything that has concentration. I use my big level 5 spell slot. Oh. Karma, you need to get those leaves. Eat faster, please. I will start blade dancing. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's get up on my toes here. That will increase my walking speed by 10 feet, so I don't care that you reduced it. And we shall I can't hex. Eagle's gonna say, you know what, Cyric? This is for eating karma all of those times, and I'm gonna cast Blight on Cyric.
Okay. So that's a Constitution save?
It's a Constitution saving throw. You know what? You know what, Cynic? Look at what I can do now.
That's a 10.
Fail! Failure!
Oh, no.
Blight is gonna be 8d8 necrotic damage. That's kind of low-key bad for 8d8, but that's fine. 27 necrotic damage.
Okay. Wow. And with that, Cynic is bloody.
Yeah, fuck you, Cynic.
Ego has like a moat of darkness inside and basically is like, fine, we're doing this. All of the shadows gather around at this swan, and I make that little shadowy mark inside burst with these blackish green spikes of necrotic energy. As you know, things would wither around if we weren't on a little frozen pond here, but I crust up some of those nice feathers of yours.
Yeah, you can definitely suck some of the moisture and vitality out of Cynic. And as you do so, you see, probably for the first time for Ego anyway, the sparkle of fear in Cynic's eyes.
I am not the same little girl that you've known before. Leave me alone.
Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation is gonna come out as a 3.
Okay.
I am still physically a little girl.
Yeah. Cool. So is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
That is action and bonus action. And I'm in melee right now, so I don't want to take another hit if I can help it. Just hoping that Karma gets those leaves.
Okay. So with that, it will be Cynic's turn. You take because Cynic is made out of these like sharp, like ice crystal feathers, being within 5 feet of him is just like a thorny affair. So you take 5 piercing damage, just because you're within 5 feet of him. However, instead of like clawing you or spraying you with more ice, Cynic lets out like a terrified honk, and turns and begins to book it towards the hut. And is like running away.
No, but don't go to Mom!
So he will go 30 feet away from you. You do get an attack of opportunity.
Yes, I will do so with the, rapier.
Yeah.
12?
To hit?
Yeah.
That will not hit.
Okay.
So, yeah, Cynic will run 30 feet. And then will take his action to dash another 30 feet.
Dashing. Fuck.
And he's running. That'll take us back to your turn. Is there anything that you want to do?
Karma, get those leaves and then send me like a check mark or something when you're done. Since my turn passed, am I still having my speed reduced, or is it back to being okay?
No, it was just the end of that next turn, so it's as soon as Cynic started running, you were good.
Okay. I am going to move 40 feet in pursuit.
Uh-huh. You're 20 feet away.
Okay. I gotta just cast Blight again. It's my biggest damaging spell, and if he keeps dashing, he's going to be out of range of me after this. So I'm gonna cast Blight again.
Okay. So he will make a con save. That's an 8.
Okay.
Come on, Cynic.
No, Cynic, die! 41!
Oh,
necrotic
God!
damage!
Okay, so you're like, oh fuck, no, do not tell Mom on me. And you summon these shadows that wreathe around Cynic. So, like, Cynic is made out of moisture, and Blight, like, as written, like, sucks the moisture out of things. So you watch, as you, like, just disapparate Cynic. Like, you just turn this giant swan, like, it just rapidly melts into some droplets of water, that, like, have a vague, like, remnant of his consciousness in them, and summon them to you. And Cynic is, like, fully, like, bamfed back to the familiar shadow realm.
Oh.
Bing bang.
Ah!
Bing bang! But that's Cynic. And with that, initiative is over.
Oh.
Not Chris. No, no.
Take that, you stupid bird. Bats are cooler anyway. Oh. But Mom's gonna know that her familiar is gone. Karma! Do you have those leaves?
Only another D100.
Karma! 60.
60. You feel a little bit of, like, arcane energy returned to you in this moment as you're like, oh my god, Karma, hurry up. But then you're, like, looking back at this little bit of, like, magical Fey Pond moisture, the remains of Cynic, that rest in your hand, and you're like, I did that. This thing that used to torment me and my familiar, I just, like, made him toast. And if I hadn't spent that steel witch cutting flowers, bro would have been done. So you're feeling like, really, like, big. And you regain your lowest level expended spell slot.
Lowest level?
Yeah, you know what? Highest level. We'll make it highest level because I'm feeling generous and kind, and it's wild magic.
And the 5th level is back, baby!
Yeah. So you're thinking back on, like, Zybilna's words of, like, you gotta do what you gotta do as a witch, and you're like, right. Like, period.
Familiar's replaceable. See you, at dinner time.
Yeah. And you're like, I stand by the decisions that I made here. So then you can head back over to the pond. It still takes another 10 minutes after that for Karma to be done, which is when you start being like, yeah. But eventually Karma is like, okay, get me out of here. Being a fish is the worst. Like, I don't want to swim in water. I want to fly in the air.
Heard. I'm going to bamf Karma out, bamf a fish into my basket, and then end concentration on polymorph.
Okay, yeah, so as the fish lands in your basket, it just opens its mouth and all of these leaves begin to, like, fall out. And then you polymorph Karma into a bat, and the rest of them go flying out of her mouth. And you can see, sitting on this pile of herbs are a bunch of waterlogged leaves. And instead of having the silvery green color of dry indigo willow leaves, they have this rich, dark indigo color from being infused with Fey magic. They have a faint glow to them.
High claw.
Squeak.
Give it here. Boom. Nice. All of that would have been a lot easier if everyone else was here.
Karma
But we make a good team.
Karma
Like we always do.
pride.
Let's get this stuff back home. We are way before the witching hour, so it's gonna look good.
Yeah. And with that, you are able to get back home by the beginning of the evening, right around like 6 p.m. And with that, we are going to take a little breaky poo.
Okay.
10:20.
Okay.
Hell
wow.
yeah.
As Ego has finished the first chore.
First!
GG,
Ah!
All right. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh my
BRB?
goodness.
Dude.
Oh, Vic, so
Party.
much fun.
Oh, woo, welcome back.
We're back! And with that, we'll get right back into it. So, Ego, you have successfully collected all 4 of the special herbs that your mother has requested from you.
Call me Stardew Valley.
Oh my god.
Like Stardew Valley. I'm gonna do 100 really quick. Sorry, I know I've asked that of you tonight more times than probably the whole campaign.
11.
Cool. So, you heading back home? To the hut?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. You make your way right there, and right during the golden hour as the sun is like kind of setting, right around 6 o'clock, you head back to the hut. I'm assuming you don't knock because this is your home now.
I think now that I'm part of a coven, I feel okay with just coming in.
Okay. And as you do, you will see that Zybilna is not present. And you can see that Madame Maudlin is kind of just like up on the stairs, like of her cauldron, looking down into it, stirring it with a big wooden ladle. And she looks over at you as you open the door. You're back early, girl.
I have
Don't
retrieved
tell
everything.
me. Oh, go ahead.
I have retrieved everything that you asked of me, Mother.
Her eyes narrow. Give me that.
I hold out the basket.
She quickly runs down the steps from her cauldron and snatches the basket out of your hand, rips the cloth off, and begins looking over everything that's in there. She examines the milk caps to see if they are rotted, and they are not. They are in perfect, pristine, milky white condition. So she kind of scoffs and sets those aside. She will then go through and look at the leaves of the mature indigo willow and sees that they are wet and dark blue. Sets those aside. And you can see on her face her displeasure at the success thus far is very frustrating. She then goes to pull out the ash blossom flowers and sees all of the petals perfectly cut. And as she reaches into the final bundle and examines the root of the umbral orchid, it takes everything in her power to not lash out at you. You can feel that she is reining it in because she has no right. Because you did what was asked. And she can't punish you. And she hates that.
My face remains completely blank. I'm not happy. I'm not sad. I give her no emotion. Or I try. We'll see how this
We're gonna see how well you do. Cause she's your
natural one.
Do you wanna use didn't you have another advantage? We also. Do you want to use that? You want to just go with that?
I used
Let
my
that little smirk pop on your face. You deserve it.
I think I smile.
There's the
I
tiniest.
smile when I realize. Yeah.
Yeah, the tiniest little curl of a smile on the corner of your mouth. It feels good to see her squirming like this, and it's a little bit hard to hide. And she, in this moment, is recognizing what you're seeing and turns away from you slowly, her hands clutching the side of the little kitchen table where she has placed everything, and says, "What a good girl you are. I suppose you can have a cup of tea now. Please sit, I'll pour it for you."
Thank you. I'll go over to the table and sit.
You'll see from the little kitchen area, she picks up a tiny little teapot, this like cracked porcelain vessel. Definitely something she got in a bargain from somebody somewhere once. And it looks so small, like a little doll toy, like in her fingers. But she will pour the tea. It's a freshly brewed moss tea. It's actually one of your favorites. Into the glass. It has this like greenish brown color, and it has this very like earthy taste. But there's a little bit of a sweetness to it there. And she'll pour the tea for you, and sets the kettle back down with a thud so hard that you see a new crack form in the porcelain. And she will take up her seat beside you by the fire and just watches you. You can drink. Tastes like it always did.
Now I truly feel home.
Well, isn't that just wonderful? You know, now that you're home, perhaps I should tell you a story.
As you once did?
Of course. Graf, can you put us to some slightly more chill music, please?
Yes.
Oh no. Sad boy, don't bite legs.
I would love a story, Mother. If, of course, all of my chores are done.
For today, yes. And I will give you the first part of the story. It is an important one that every Coven-born witch should know. If you can complete your chores every day as you are asked, I will give you part of the story. And when the story is complete, if you should ever get that far, then you will have my boon as your matriarch.
I understand.
In times bygone and from lands distant, the tale unwinds. Once there was only darkness. The weird, that void of infinite possibility. Born of that void was a singular scion. We, witches, call her the Weird Woman. For eons, she was a young maiden who twirled and danced and sang in that comforting dark. She was one with and master of the Raelcha fiber, and she could weave something from nothing to give shape to that void. The weird maiden, with infinity in her fingertips, and a longing for others like her, as all young girls have, swallowed that dear darkness into herself, and from her body she sloughed away fine fibers of weird with which to weave. Through weft and weave she shaped this fiber until it took the form of the void dark. supple cloth into which she would stitch the story of everything that was and would be. The maiden wished all things to come could be woven by that relcha fiber and given form, just as fiber becomes fabric. And so in that fiber of form, the first fiber, the fiber of reality, was made manifest with this wish. I'll give you all of this in writing.
Oh.
You're good. All manner of strange beasts were planted in the void. Things with eternal form, but otherwise wholly unknowable to our small minds. Beings of a place that mortals might call the far realm. Now, when that merriment with her umbral beasts was done, and they slithered off into the void to contemplate the endless mysteries, the Dark Maiden wrapped herself in the embrace of her weird cloth. For the first time, she felt true loneliness. She yearned for the embrace of another, one to challenge and delight her in ways that her dark-drenched beasties could not, for they were only of her, not in opposition to her. But limitless potential slumbered within the clever weird maiden, if only she could awaken it. And that is all you get this evening, girl.
It sounds a very old story.
The oldest story.
The weird woman,
Yes.
is that Baba Yaga?
Dear.
She just smiles at you.
And the beasts of darkness, you said from the far realms?
That is what the mortals call the weird. A space of infinite possibility that is, as I said, wholly unknowable to the mortal mind.
What kind of forms did those beasts take?
Whatever form they wished, for they were born only of body, and so their flesh was as malleable as they wished to make it.
So they could be a bird, wolf, spider, cat?
All of them and none of them. Simultaneously, one at a time. Whatever they could think into being, it was.
Where are those beasts now?
Beyond. The void still exists. The void was, is, and always will be.
But the void is no longer dark. We have stars that light the night.
What a clever young witch you are. That we do, ego. But you, and she takes one long gnarled finger and boops you on the nose with it, are getting ahead of yourself. As I said, you only get part of the story tonight. Now, have you any more questions about this tale thus far?
These words, these old words. It's like the language you taught me when I was a girl. And yet it's also not. Is this a language I can learn?
All witches can learn Anu's tongue.
Anu's tongue.
In fact, all witches are born with that innate power. You already understand the words. You just haven't learned to speak them yet. But you will. How would you speak? Would you sing the words of Anu's tongue like a melody? Would you stitch them into cloth? Carve them to the carcasses of your enemies? Tell me, how would you choose to express this ancient eldritch meaning?
Ego's thumb rubs the little part in her dress where she had held the little scrap of that fabric. I wouldn't know, Mother. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
The cleverest witches do know when to admit their limits. And you, poor dear, are so limited.
That is why I will listen to my matriarch.
Good. Good. And she, like, her big hand, like, pats you on the head, like, kind of roughly. It kind of hurts. You have the evening and the night until the witching hour for your studies. As you see fit.
Would it be possible for me to make myself a room?
A room. This is a room. You have room.
My spell crafting is a bit more advanced than when I left. I wouldn't want to damage any of your things.
Yes, the spellcraft. You learned on your little dalliance into forbidden places.
Yes.
Tell me, do you want a room very badly?
Yes.
Then
I
you
can
may
make it myself.
I will watch.
Very well. I'll
I'm not finished, girl. As you go to, like, start casting the spell, she just grabs you by your head and is like, nope. I will watch you do this, and in exchange, you shall make a contribution for the coven.
All right. What kind of contribution?
We have yet to craft our hag's eye. Bless you.
Thank you.
Tell me, left or right?
I was so hoping that we were going to get to do this because I had an idea for it. Ego's, gosh, I don't have my own art up.
Ego has one eye that's like blue and one that's like kind of
which one?
pink.
Which
Send
color?
it to me, and I can put it onto stream if you want.
Oh
I
wait,
have to, yeah.
wait, it's probably in the server in the art channel if we look like way up.
in our art chat. Yeah, because I want to give the one that has the color.
Ego has the right eye. Their right eye is that kind of pinky purple color, and their left eye is blue.
The blue. I want to offer the blue eye.
Which always chooses to go left. Now, you may make your room, and you may have the evening to your studies, but when the witching hour comes, you will be present at my cauldron, so that I may show you, nay, bless you, with the knowledge of crafting a hag's eye.
Yes, mother.
We haven't got all day, girl. Hurry up.
I stand up from the table, and I'm going to actually go to the front door and go outside.
She follows you.
I'm going to go around to the back of the hut, and I'm going to find a nice little patch of grass. I'm going to take my wand. And she's going to search for some words. Let's see. Web and weave. Reap and sow. Under my conductor's arm, move for me to and fro. With bended branch and soil firm. Weave a space for me to... I'm losing a rhyme.
A berm is like a strip of land.
Weave a space for me upon this berm.
Period.
And I will, with my wand, like conducting a symphony, I shall bid the trees to come forth and offer their branches and their bark. And I will call up the earth to create a foundation as the mud hardens to stone. And I shall cast Fabricate.
Yay! Period.
And I shall make an addition onto the house.
Nice. Amazing. Yeah, so you command this symphony of the forest to build a little room for you off of the side of the house. And then you look back at Mad Maudlin and you can see that she's looking at you like she's appraising you. But let me roll a d20 really quick to make sure that she's not. How do I roll on here? Back.
And I'll have to upcast it to that 5th level spell slot that I got back. Doesn't do anything more for it, but it will it'll just be a 10-foot cube room.
Nice.
Added on the back.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, so she just appraises you and then like looks over the room and is kind of just like physically inspecting it. A bit sloppy, but the foundation of the technique might be there.
A space where I can practice.
Space where you can make yourself scarce when you are not needed. So off with you, little mouse.
I'll scamper.
You can scamper and go right into the little room.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. It's just bare
walls
room.
and floor.
But as you close the door behind you, and once again feel the sensation of like being home, but also being alone at home. There's like little, yeah, you just like let out that breath. It might be small, but at least you have this space. And as your mind maybe wanders to your friends on their way to Waterdeep, that is where we're going to close out for this evening, as it is 11 o'clock on the dot.
Hey.
Yeah. Good game, everyone. Again, just want to say a big thank you to all of our players, but obviously Ink for the amazing RP and having to really be like 100% on the whole night. And I also just want to thank Graf and Iris and Kristy and Jamie for sitting here through all of that. I hope that you all had some snacks. I hope that you all played some games or maybe like read something or just enjoyed watching or doing whatever you want to do.
That was here the whole time.
Yeah, you all will have your time is coming.
Uh-oh.
So thank you for your trust and patience. And thank you for all of you who are watching at home right now or like in the future. We appreciate your support. No, you don't appreciate their support?
I
I don't want my time to come.
Oh, you don't want your time to come. Okay. I'll just like kill Aurum and his whole family then, and then his time will come.
All right.
Kill him.
I'm a backup character.
I killed
Nobody
that
else
one
wants
too.
to see it. Nobody else wants to see it, but you know what it is.
I know what it is, and I kill that one too.
Why?
Because he also dies. Because
He's just an
am
innocent
God.
little guy.
I'm God, and I kill him. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, does anyone else have any other announcements? No Friday game tomorrow.
No Friday game tomorrow. We will be back next week.
How am I gonna get my points and keep my streak going if you guys aren't having games?
You know, Kristy, I don't know.
Me?
It's her. She did it.
Yeah, it's definitely me.
Yeah, Kristy specifically canceled the game. I know.
I
she did.
canceled
She
the
was
game,
Like,
absolutely.
I actually really want Iris to lose her streak. She was telling me that actually.
Streak if you guys stream and I don't sign on. See.
Okay, that should be fine.
Yeah.
Theory. Yeah.
They can't play tomorrow because they don't have any more goblins to eat.
God
They
damn.
already ate
I will
all
say
of them.
the most frustrating thing
No,
is
we're
I
eating
accidentally-
flumps.
I've lost a streak when someone was streaming and then their like internet went out or something and then they had to start the stream again.
Oh
And I was already in bed at that point, so I couldn't sign on for that.
No. Bummer.
I was like, no.
Well,
I think that's everything. We're
Sorry,
back
guys.
next week, yeah?
Continuing stream tomorrow. But I think that's all of our. Wait, sorry. What did you say, Kristy?
We're back next week, yes?
Back next. Yeah, we are back next week. Yeah, because your thing is not till later, so we're back next week. So yeah, let's see. The next time that you're joining a hag with your abusive mother and cool like big booty teacher, and you have to do a bunch of like tasks that are like designed to be like difficult or like make you fail or like trick you, and all you want to do is like hang out with your friends and have a nice time because like Jesus, nobody asked to be born.
I just wanted to go to Dave & Buster's with my friends, Mom.
Like, Mom said it was my turn on the Xbox, and instead I had to deal with being born as a harbinger of sorrow. So the next time that's happening to you, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus, and we'll
Don't
see
forget.
you.
Love you, bye.
Don't do it.
Ooh,
Or
love
do
you,
it. Yeah.